Welshman within 10 metres, which doesn't help as Robert Jones gets it to Arthur Emyr. The referee will call them back though.
I think Wales would have much rather carried on and played the advantage there, but interesting to see what Robert Jones will now do. Surely 21 points to 6 down, we have to throw caution to the wind and run everything.
And Sandy McNeil ushers the way, an All Black protester. Robert Jones decides to go for the try rather than the penalty. Kick it goal. It's to Phillips, the pivot. This is Phil Davis. This is Nessie lock forward. This is a good drive. This is good possession. That must be. Well, the referee allows play to go on. Clements back into defensive strength. And finally, the penalty is awarded.
And the one man in the Welsh pack who looks stronger to break the tackles is Phil Davis.
Kevin Phillips, well no. The captain asks Paul Corbin to kick it goal. He carries the can, and his decision is that Paul Corbin should kick a goal, close that gap to 12 points. Again, having fallen behind by 15, a chance to lift Welsh hopes here. As Paul Corbin strikes that high and true. 9 points to Paul Corbin, 9 points to Wales, 21 to New Zealand. One or two drives there, Phil Bennett, that will have just raised some hopes, I would have thought, in the Welsh camp.
Yes, Phil Davis on the charge from his taking the short penalty. It's very easy for me to say here that they should have gone for the try and maybe 6 points. Obviously Robert Jones, he's much more in control of the situation. He felt that 3 points at this stage were vital.
Running repairs being done to Joe Stanley in midfield. Look at this restart from Fox. Again the chance, through come the All Blacks. Well, you can't do it any better than that. Standing off is Shelford. Brewer is poised outside him. This is Basham. Fox to Schuster. Huge space for Gallagher. Look at the pace of this man. The pass to Ennis. He'll score as well on his debut. Well, tremendous play. And again, the creator was the fullback, Gallagher. Electric speed. Timing of the pass. And Craig Ennis, playing at this level for the first time ever, gets another All Black try.
And this came from a perfect kick out again by Grant Fox. You see Shelford running at the midfield, taking Welsh midfield players out. You see Clements been taken out of the game by the run-in. Now I thought they may be in a forward pass here. Let's look very carefully. There's a lovely tight pass. Gallagher goes through. I thought he looked forward to the first time. It does look very much forward to me. The referee was just out of your picture. He's awarded the try, but I thought that was a forward pass, but a well-worked try. Just look, I've said all afternoon that kicking out is so important. Plenty of time for his forwards to get under it. They tap it back. They're in control now. They have got the ball. Fitzpatrick is driving. And the years where Wayne Shelford runs at the Welsh midfield. You see he takes Clement out. A midfield back, he's taken one out of the game. There's the ball going out. Gallagher comes in. Let's look very carefully with this angle. And I think he didn't look so bad there, but I think my first reaction was a forward pass.
Grant Fox has converted 2 tries, kicked 3 penalties. Strikes this just across the face of the post. But now it's Ennis, 2 tries in his debut, Basham a try in his debut. The All Black youngsters enjoying their visit to the National Stadium. And it's 16 points the difference. This is a better restart from Wales. A chance there for the forwards to get there. Clements, as he did for Swansea, looks for that blindside little gap. The 3 All Blacks queuing up to take him there.
But at least the kick-off was a decent run, and it did give Wales a chance to win the ball, which they did.
Well, a little injury to Richard Lowe, the prop forward, as we enter the final 15 minutes of this match. And Wayne Shelford again inquiring of the referee. He turns away with a wry smile.
And you see, at least Wales did win that ball. Robert Jones tries to go on a little run, tackle, and look at the pressure. Clement looking for that narrow side, but you see shortly, look, there's the number 6, a flanker. He takes him out, and there's Fitzpatrick. He didn't mess about, he flattened him. But it's interesting now, in this last quarter of an hour or so, to see which side, as I said earlier, will come out the fitter. They should be. They've been training every day for this last 4 or 5 weeks, and I think it's all about pride and commitment as far as Wales are concerned now.
Well, the referee dissatisfied with that as the front rows go to ground. Wales' possession. Nadir Emir poised behind David Evans in midfield. Just a bit slow for Wales though. Clements to Evans. This is Emir. Huge space. Can he time it? Loses his feet though. Went clean through and support outside. Very unlucky. Good hands from Jones. Drives on though. Phil Davis, the huge lock forward. He sets off for a charge. Good rucking from Wales. Lots of nudges. Should have been delivered perhaps just a little bit quicker than that.
And the first chance really that the Welsh backs have had to run, and a marvellous run by Arthur Emmett. Some lovely flick passing in midfield, and tragically for himself and Wales, he lost his footing when it all seemed clear for a try.
There's lots of space there. It's a long chase from Emir. John Gallagher making ground on Emir, does well to retrieve it. Well, he wasn't allowed to get back onto his feet. Play goes on. Gallagher is there in the scrum half roll. The captain is also there. Sets it back. This is tremendous driving. Earl, the supporter, Basham, the hands. This is Fox on the inside of Stanley. Good driving from McDowell. Good tackle as well. Tremendous tackle. Still going though. This is Fox. A long pass to right. Gets outside Hall, and the left winger scores. Terry Wright would have waited till Tuesday to get his first prize of the tour. Got 3 on that day. Gets 1 against Wales. And takes the All Blacks 20 points ahead.
They'd worked it, their fitness coming into play now. Joe Stanley, and he's looking for support, and look, it's the prop forward McDowell, an outstanding game. Good tackle by Mark Jones, but look how the prop forward made it available. And when he comes out on this side, eventually comes to Terry Wright. I think Mike Hall will be disappointed. He lines the winger up, seems to have had him, but lets him slip. Terry Wright doesn't need a second chance, and he's over.
And what a pleasing response.
Yes, using that narrow side, the inside support, they know that they've got men. You see, Stanley doesn't have to look, he knows it's coming there. McDowell on the charge, Mark Jones tries to drive him back, but he still makes it available. And when it comes, we'll have a better look from this angle. Here he comes out, a long pass by Fox, good distributor of the ball. Michael lines the wing up, gets Wright, seems, but no, lets his winger go past him. Not a great tackle. Wright doesn't need a second chance, he's over.
He was going to say, what a fine response from the crowd as well. Good appreciation of All Black skills. As we see the concentration expressed on Fox's face. And the response. Superb. The try scorer, Terry Wright, his 4th of the tour, and all within a matter of 5 days. So 22 points the difference as we enter the final run-in. Just 9 minutes remaining. Well, so much optimism as Mark Ring takes this outright, intercepted by Stanley. Enterprise doesn't quite come off. What a tackle though by Mark Ring on Mike Brewer. Wales win that. Gary Jones to Mike Hall, grasped by Andy Earl, but this is Mark Jones on a charge. The first time we've seen that really in the game. Sets up the ruck. Kevin Phillips looks for the short route again. This is better. But again, the All Blacks not screamed out of the way as the All Blacks would do to Wales. They're allowed to stay on the ball, but finally kill it.
And I think they were content to go over the top and even could see the penalty, knowing that Wales will have to run it.
As Kevin Phillips does. Just a little bit of pinball. Finally, the nudge forward.
And Wales have got to get their act together now. In 7 or 8 minutes to go, they don't want the All Blacks to run riot because it could be 40, 45 or 50 points.
Well, Fox, no real need for adventure. This is a chance for Emyr. Well, 3 All Black tacklers queuing up there, and no great support in the shape of Welsh jerseys. Again, it's delivered, and again it's the ball placed just behind the Welsh defence. Phil Pugh is just covering Paul Corbett, and the ball out of play.
Grant Fox, maybe not the greatest runner we've seen him fly off, but he's got a shrewd brain. He noticed that Emyr had done well to get back there to sort of stifle that ball, was down at the bottom of the ruck, so put it in the corner where he should have been.
Now then, just 7 minutes remaining then. And a deafening roar here. This in order to try and lift Welsh spirits that are dampened with this 22-point gap as Wetton wins it. Stanley, the vision and the timing and the hands. Basham, Fox, Stanley again. This time it's directly to right. Schuster's hands not quite ready for that.
And over the years, seeing that type of play, Gallagher went down the middle and ruck ball coming back very quickly, but that time all did tackle right.
Again, a test of Welsh defensive discipline. The scrum, solid. Wayne Shelford runs around, does a little pirouette, and offside by a metre or so. Won't mind that in that situation, yielding a penalty. There's no danger to the All Blacks, and with a 22-point cushion as well. That's the line-out count, 2-1 winning-wise for the All Blacks. See if they can increase that then. That's a superb throw from Fitzpatrick. You can't get anything better executed than that. The peel from Pearce, off Brewer. Again, it's delivered. Lots of options. Right side. In comes Innes on the short little burst again. And it's won. This time it's Shelford on the charge. Takes out 3 Welsh three-quarters. Brewer quickly dives in. Again, they look for the running option. And Gallagher, in frustration more than anything, just puts in a delicate little kick, just to settle things down.
I think that throw in by Sean Fitzpatrick said it all. Beautiful throw in, right to the top, giving Brewer every chance to get there and win. Perfect ball yet again.
Again, Kevin Phillips just wandering infield. Phil Davis and Gareth Llewellyn, the 2 options. Llewellyn wins it. Robert Jones, and the touch judge is in again as play goes on. Fred Howard has his flag raised, and I assume will be a penalty to Wales. No, the All Blacks, well, just holding back on this side, and Wayne Shelford wants Grant Fox to kick a goal. Well, the crowd won't be over-pleased with that.
This shows the passion and disappointment written all over his face. He wanted to go for the try, but Shelford's here to stick as many points as he can on Wales. He's determined to slam them.
Yeah, that's the discipline of it all. They've come on this tour of Wales and Ireland as World Cup champions. And they are undefeated in 17 Test matches, now looking for their 18th.
And I think that's very unsporting of the Welsh crowd, really. At the end of the day, it is an international. They are the world champions. They're not playing a charity run around. And at the end of the day, as I say, they want to win by as many points as they can.
Well, should he kick this, he'll be within 0.5 of his Test aggregate. It'll take him up to 17 points. There's 3 minutes remaining. Fox taking all the time in the world. Well, we can't argue with that. Sails high and through. His 4th penalty. 18 points, so he's above that average of his. And that gap now unassailable. Final 3 minutes then. 25 points the difference. Wales looking for some sort of consolation towards the end of this game. They won't get it from that restart because Lowe has, well, space, time, you name it, he had it. And Fox then responds positively. But Thorburn the tester, Gallagher the catcher, and the mover, and Fitzpatrick in control. Vasher, quick hands again. Fox and Schuster. Schuster this time goes for the gap, has support from his captain, and in is Phil Pugh intercepts. And again Wales just on the retreat, but the ball nudged forward. And Paul Thorburn, a little discomfort of a shoulder injury on the far side. Finally gets back to his position. No, says the referee. Back you go 10 metres. Free kick taken by Kevin Phillips. Gareth Llewellyn, the supporter. Mike Griffiths quickly there.
Really, that's the difference there. Gareth Llewellyn going in with the ball, supported by his forwards. Should have been quick, clean possession with his backs to use, but no, the All Blacks deny him.
Wales conjure something from this scrum. The final minute of this game then. Quick hands in midfield. There's no space there. Well telegraphed, and indeed the referee runs for protection. In fact, the police there to protect him as he gets off the field. A broad smile. But here at the end of this Test match at the National Stadium, the full-time score: Wales 9, New Zealand 34. And Phil Bennett, Wales have come here with optimism. We thought that the clubs had done remarkably well against the tourists, but here a comprehensive victory for the tourists.
Yes, the clubs quite rightly had done very well. Neath, Swansea, Cardiff, Lethe, but really they've been saying all along they wanted to peak for the big one. This is the big one for them. It's a pleasure for me to see them play. They are truly world champions. A magnificent display this afternoon, and I think the try tally says it all, doesn't it, really? Wales never looked like scoring a try, where the All Blacks looked dangerous every time they had the ball.
We hear final scores from both France and England. France have lost to the Australians. 32 points to the Australians, 15 to France. That's a remarkable score for the tourists there. And England have had a comprehensive victory over Fiji, 46 points to 17, and Rory Underwood has scored 5 tries at Twickenham today, so he's had a field day. But here, disappointment as the New Zealand tourists celebrate, the supporters celebrate a New Zealand victory. And the discipline of this side, they've come here as world champions, Phil Bennett, and they've shown why right throughout the tour.
Yes, they've been outstanding tourists. They've really had one fright, and that was when Neath battled them ever so closely. But I saw today, they just wouldn't let Wales have the ball. You can't criticise the Welsh
34-9 on Cardiff Arms Park. Can you believe that score?
I can't, but I'll take the win, and I think it was a great game played by the All Blacks, and both in Wales as well.
Electric atmosphere before the game. There were a few little fumbles from your team early on. Were they affected by the marvellous atmosphere?
Oh, not really. I think we were a little bit tense out there, and they come right, and coming towards the end of the first half and going into the second half, the confidence was there, and they just built on that, and the big forwards are getting around doing that extra work and made the big difference.
What were the factors that made the win for New Zealand today?
I think it was possession. We actually took a lot of good ball in the lineouts, and we gave some very good ball to young Bishop, and Foxy called the right shots at the right time. He put ball wide of them, and we actually got pressure on them, and we got behind them, and we capitalised on those mistakes that they made there.
Wasn't a bad start, Wayne, with a try in the first minute and a half.
Well, it was an excellent start. It reminded me of Australia last year in the first test, but that second try didn't come, so we had to actually hang in there till half-time before we actually got another one.
Now, you had 2 new caps in there today, and they scored the first 3 tries between them.
Oh, brilliant. I think for those 2 guys to score tries in their first test is something that they'll never forget, and where they scored it on Cardiff Arms Park, they'll never forget that either.
Wayne, what did you think of playing on this ground? You played the Cardiff game, there were 25,000 there this day. Marvellous atmosphere, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic, but today was even more electrifying, and listening to that crowd sing, just like the Maori people singing back home to me.
A day you'll never forget.
I won't forget this day.
Wayne Shelford, congratulations. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, that was Wayne Shelford, the tour captain. He's had a tremendous visit here to Wales, and his team scored 4 tries. Here's the latest score from Twickenham, by the way, that England score, 46 points to 17. What other crumbs of comfort than Phil Bennett for the Welsh party at the end of the day?
Well, not a great deal, really. We were all so very optimistic. The Welsh selectors couldn't have done any more. They picked the men in
Alex
form.
Wiley, 34 points to 9. How did you view that game today?
Oh, well, in the end it was very good, but for a start we scored that early try, but then they hung in there. We made a few silly mistakes, giving away some silly penalties, and that let them back in the game, I felt, but in the end it was a good win.
So you're satisfied?
Oh, certainly. I mean, to put that sort of score up on Cardiff Arms against Wales, I think you can't complain about that.
You're a hard man to please, Grizz. You're completely satisfied?
Oh, well, of course, I always say you've got to look at mistakes you make, but as I say, that scored us difference between the 2 teams. I think it was a fair indication of the way the game went in the end.
Now, you had your 2 young new caps in there today, Graham Bishop and Craig Innes, and they scored 3 tries between